Mike Brewer comes over and goes, "You do realize you were bidding against a charity?" I'm like, "What?" So the majority of you may have heard of KSI, and I would say he's the UK's biggest YouTuber. 14 million subs on just his channel. That doesn't include the Sidemen, that doesn't include the Mr. Beast videos, or the Joe or Logan or Paulie kind of videos that he's also been playing alongside of. But what he has done for the world is he's brought a hydration drink called Prime into it, which has made every single teenager fight at shelves and send their dads freaking mad for drinks that we don't need, but apparently we require. So thank you, KSI, for making my kids' teeth a little bit more reasonable. But this goes back to a car that was filmed 3 years ago on a £500 Sidemen challenge, and this was KSI's Lupo, all right? Until this day, I'd never even heard of it. All right, I watched KSI videos growing up and I absolutely loved them. It was kind of the cool kids, and I knew I wasn't a cool kid, but I watched it to try and work out how I could blend into society. Never happened, but I did have some pointers, so thank you very much. But when I turned up to a very specific auction for a man called Mike Brewer, I don't know if you've heard of him, Mr. Wheeler Dealer, all right, hold out your hand. He's a lovely chap. So I agreed that I would host his car show. But there next to it was a big auction house, all right? My mate Freddie Tavares said, "I'm going to fly in and I'm also going to help you out. I'm going to come along and help Mr. Mike Brewer out. So this is a charity thing we're doing. He's our friend. We're going to help him. It's a big cause for his new TV show. We're going to do it." I walked into the auction house because I put my 72 Mach 1 Mustang up for sale, and there was this car. It was a Lupo. And I tell you what, my first dream car when I was a young man wasn't a Mustang, it wasn't a Maybach, it was a Lupo. I wanted a poo green Volkswagen Lupo 1.4 at 17 years old. That was the holy grail car. It was that or a Citroen Saxo, all right? I ended up with a 1.1 Citroen Saxo that wasn't a VTR that I bolted a body kit on because I thought I was cool, and I only have 3 stub wheels, but I did put neon rings around the speakers to make up for it, but that made me the man, all right? Not Sideman cool, because I still didn't take any of their ideas or any of their advice, but I was still trying. I think I should call maybe the neons the Sidemen neons because they were a little bit cooler than me. But moving on to the Lupo that was outside this auction house. It was pale blue, it was ruined, had a dent in every panel, and it was sprayed down the side with KSI. And I didn't really understand what it was about. Turns out this car has 35 million views on YouTube in one video, all right? So in some ways, I could say this is probably the most famous Lupo in the world. On top of that, it's got a couple of little extras which I learnt through watching the video. On the outside of the car, there's these black lines that go up and down the bodywork, and they are sprayed on external roll cage, and that was for the 4x4 challenge that never happened in the video because it was too late. The production company got stuck in the mud, they couldn't get on, and they couldn't actually finish this £35 million video. It's like Freddie buying a P1, building 90% of it and not finishing it and moving on to a Porsche 918. He's probably got 35 million views across about 17 videos of a car nearly being finished too. That's completely relevant to this situation. So, car's dirty, doesn't get finished in the video, got a load of views, now it's for sale. Is it going to be £500? Is it going to be 15 grand? There's only one way to find out. I know I had 2.5 grand in the bank, so I thought, you know what, if I got up to 2 grand, I've got enough to pay for the fees. It's a cool car, and it might give me a 1% chance more of meeting KSI than anyone else that doesn't have one of his cars. That's the Sam Hard logic of buying Yenko Camaros to meet Paul Walker and Tyrese Gibson and Vin Diesel. It's science, it's going to happen. Manifest this, my friend, and it will happen. So, in walks Mike Brewer and his TV production team, including Chiro and a lovely man called Lee from Volksmagic, and then my parrot on the shoulder, Freddie Tavares. All right? So I'm going in there, and I went, "Freddie, you got to come. I'm bidding on a car." We've got Ben Fowler there. We've got Auto Alex there. We've got Grace Autos. We've got the Motor Alex. They're all stood there laughing at me, including Adam C., who is my wingman next to me. So the auction starts, and I go, £10. And the auctioneer basically told me to bugger off, laughed at me, and said, starting bids, £500. And I was like, oh, awkward. £600. So we fastly got up to my £2,000 and I completely get outbid. And then I thought, I've got a credit card on me. That's all right, because I know I've got £1,000 on the credit card. So if I go to £3,000 or £2,800 with fees, I can afford this. And it's going to be a great financial decision. Won't be a mistake. My wife won't leave me. And I won't have a car that's worth £500 for £3,500. We get to £3,500. And along comes Freddie. All right. My words in the video were, I've got a little bit caught up in the commotion. All right. That was exactly it. And I didn't know who I was bidding against. I got to £3,000 and I stopped. Freddie come over and taps me on the shoulder and goes, what are you doing? I said, dude, I'm broke. I'm all out of genitalia. Like, I mean, I've bottomed out. I'm all out. Freddie's like, keep going. Dude, you're going to have to help me because I'm screwed. He's like, keep going. It's like, cool. So we go to 3.5. Adam C is having a baby. He's like, stop. Chura's like, enough now. Auto Alex, Ben Fowler, everyone's going, stop. But Freddie's going, keep going. So we get to 4,900 quid, and I'm like, £5,000, we're out. Freddie's like, keep going. £5,000, and I win. There's this feeling of pure emotion and euphoria. I jump out of the seat. I punch in the air like I've just won a gold medal at the Olympics. I'm so proud. And then the realization sits in that I don't have any money. My wife's going to kill me. I don't need this car. I've got too many projects. And I'm completely screwed. I haven't even got a way of getting it home. My Mustang didn't sell. I don't even have a space on the trailer. There's no ending to the story that makes sense, right? So then I find out the worst piece of information I ever could. Mike Brewer comes over and goes, you do realize you were bidding against a charity? I'm like, what? He said, yeah, a non-profit. You know, one of these things that do good for people. I was like, no, I did not know that. So he said, you need to come meet Lee. So me and Freddie walk over and we meet Lee. The best way to describe this man that I was bidding against is a mohawk-haired, Beetle-driving, master mechanic, scary-looking mother trucker. All right? Looks a bit evil, didn't have a smile on his face. I think he was fuming that I won the car. Turns out he owns something called Santa's a Gangster. And that's a bit of an odd sentence to say. But what he does, right? Every year he builds a car from Volkswagen Beetles to mountain bikes to Harlequin Volkswagens to raffle off, and every single penny goes towards children that don't have parents, are in hospital, or are unlikely to get a Christmas present that year. So every penny goes towards making children happier on the worst day of the year for these people that don't have people around them. So I was like, I feel so bad. I'm devastated. If I knew that, I'd have probably gone up to £1,000 and walked away. The stars just didn't align in time. So me and Freddie started having a chat because Freddie's already said he's going to pay half the car and I'm going to pay half. So we go talk to the guy and be like, hey, you're going to go up to £5,000, right? And he's like, yeah. Well, you pay half the car and we'll pay half the car. And then at the end, we'll work something out. When we turn up in England, we're going to hopefully meet KSI. And we're going to make the car the dream car it should have been for that 4x4 challenge on that Sidemen video that did 35 million views. If a video can do 35 million views and the video never be finished, we're going to finish the car so the video can be finished, all right? We're going to make an external roll cage. We're going to put a latitude roof tent on it. We're going to lift it 2 inches. And then we're going to lift it another 2 inches with a tire lift. We're going to put 15-inch banded steels on it. We're going to put a front-mounted winch bumper on it. We're going to fit the best audio from Impulse. We're going to work with Pioneer. We're going to work with so many different people to make this car something it has only ever dreamed of. We're going to make the world's first lifted KSI Lupo. All right? It's going to be an all-terrain camping masterpiece. But on top of that, it's going to have frickin' living legends in it when we reveal it. KSI, Sam Ard, and Volksmagic Lee. Because he is the one reason that KSI is even interested in entertaining my 1% chance of me meeting him. I've told him about the charity, I've shown him what they deliver, and I promised him that every cause, every penny is gonna go in the pot. We don't want our money back for the car. We don't want nothing to do with it. Once we reveal it to KSI in London, I'm going to turn around to Lee at Volksmagic with all the sponsors I've got, all the modifications we've done, everything we've done to this car, and I'm going to hand him the key for free. Mine and Tavares's half is going to go to him. We're going to hand the keys over, and this car will be given away for a ticket-only chance to win it, right? And one person in the world will have this officially signed, once owned and accredited KSI lifted Lupo that you can live in. It's going to have a roof tent on it. It's going to have a fifth wheel carrier on the back. It's going to have a snorkel. You can go around the world in it, but it's going to be one of one. And the best part of it isn't that I get to meet KSI. The best part is I get to let Lee have his original dream to make some kids happy. And what's more important than that in life? You know, I got children. If I wasn't around, I want someone to do the same thing. Some things are bigger than me. They're bigger than Mr. Beast. They're bigger than KSI. They're bigger than all of us. So remember, maybe you should buy a ticket to the KSI Lupo, because the link is in the bio below. And I promise every single penny, even if you can't come and collect it in the UK, will go to someone that needs it. Thank you, guys.
For the last 20 years or so, I've been working with Premier Financial Services for my own exotic car needs, but also sending friends and clients when I was a car dealer to Premier Financial Services because their simple lease is truly the most powerful tool in the world of exotic car financing. We love it because we get all the great things about leasing, like low upfronts, better tax treatment for business owners, lower sales taxes, but we also retain all the great things about a traditional finance arrangement, like the ability to accumulate equity, trade in and out whenever you want, and always know where your payoff stands because they give you an amortization table with every single lease. And Premier's been a supporter of VINwiki here for the last 8 years, and we love them for that, but truly because the customer support of the Premier Financial Services team is unmatched. And now that they're backed and wholly owned by First Financial Bank, that gives them even more buying power for their portfolio of the most significant and valuable collector and exotic cars in the world. It's also allowing them to create new and more interesting finance options and programs for their clients and giving them much more buying power, which is what everybody is looking for as they go on the search for their dream car. So check out Premier Financial Services right now at the link in the description below to thank them for their support of VINwiki and know that they'll be the perfect supporter of your journey to own your dream car.